Hello and welcome to Adventures in Post Commentary featuring LeaderofLuxinape and Pokémon Silver version. I'm your host, LeaderofLuxinape. And we got out of Mount Mortar after getting our 6th gym badge in the last episode.
Apparently,
and we ran into the human incarnation of
Navi.
Navi. This is going to be the episode where I start cutting out minor trainer battles. If there's two trainers right next to each other, like these two, I'll cut both
are you
of them
ready
out.
for
If you could see
Silver version
the 9
in
squares,
the last
8 squares around
episode?
the other trainer, then it doesn't really matter, because as you saw there, I can just walk around like that. Heading directly east from the exit of Mount Mortar, you will find yourself in, if past me will be behaving, Mahogany Town. Welcome to the home of the ninja. Which makes no sense because you're not going to find any ninja-like stuff, and the convenient gym that is currently blocked by a fat man is not fighting type gym, since of course we already had one of those. He says you should check out Lake of Rage. Not the Lake of Rage, not a Lake of Rage, not some Lake of Rage, not Lake of Rage potions, but Lake of Rage. This guy, if you try to head east from the town, he will say that you're new to it, and he'll sell you a Rage candy bar. For 300 Poké, they're useless. He blocks the way. Even if you say yes, he won't let you through. They have the same effect as a potion, so it's not worth buying them for 100 Poké more. And at this point, that stupid guy keeps calling me! I think that was actually a pretty accurate re-rendition of the way I sounded when that call happened. But anyway, healing. Real nice. It's a very restorative activity, I guess. I don't know. I'm more downbeat when I do post-commentary, as you might guess, so this is why I do live commentary, because it's actually funny when I talk. Alright, so obviously we're going to head to Lake of Rage now. Don't know why I got off my bike. Or you could head into, if past me would stop talking to old guys, or go into the house that's actually not going to have anything in it that I forgot to cut out because I forgot. Well, he does say red Gyarados appeared at the lake, since even ordinary Gyarados are rare there, but you'll learn that from other NPCs later on, and she'll just be a generic person that doesn't really have any purpose in the game other than to make it like a person actually bought a house for some reason. And then that's an ad for Rage candy bars, and you head in here. Looks like it might be a house. This guy will talk about some sort of experiment and Magikarp and Gyarados. But this guy is a real interesting. No. If you check those in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they will actually be not generic things and mention that something looks suspicious about them. Talk to this guy. He will seem a little shady, not shady pants shady, of course. You can buy Slowpoke tails, but everything else, you can buy Slowpoke tails, which are useless. Tiny mushrooms you can sell for like 280 bucks, so it's worthless. And you can also get Pokeballs and potions. So this is a completely useless shop unless you sell things, which I did not choose to do at that time. So now we'll be heading up to the Lake of Rage. If past me can get through there, okay. Or, what is past me doing? Anyway, this guy will say that only people headed up to the Lake of Rage have been through there. That's the only thing up there! Why else would you go north? Okay, I didn't even think I had that freak out in the real episode. So, yeah. If you read this, it'll just be trainer tips that tells you that types are different after how much gameplay, like 15 hours without level grinding. If you go into this gate thing, you can bypass it by going through grass. You'll be stopped by Team Rocket, who will force you to pay them 1,000 Poké. Of course, I did that just to show you that that existed. And that is the only easy way to get the max ether, which I'm going to obviously make room for, since it will restore all PP to one move. And getting rid of my Zincure Berry for it. And picking it up right now. Riveting commentary, folks. Riveting commentary. I don't know how I turned myself. Okay. I'm going the right way now. And hesitating. And walking. And running into something. Running into Marip. You can find wild Flaffy on this route. So if for some reason you don't want EVs on your electric type, you can get a Flaffy here a lot later. And I forgot to cut this out. Great. Everywhere else in the episode, if I just like swapped my team out or used items after a trainer battle, I cut that part out too, so I guess it's understandable that I missed that, because I just like took 5 minutes scanning through this episode just to look for all the trainers in it. Luckily there weren't many, and unfortunately there are quite a few in the next one, and it's a very long episode too to post-commentate over. You go this way. Cut down the tree. You can accidentally try to headbutt something. You can check this tree. You can get a bitter berry. Not something really worth the chance of running into some sort of water type that might be Magikarp. I'm not even sure. But if you want it, it's there. If you want Girafarig, they're there too. They're a normal psychic type. They're not very good in battle. They have a very interesting combination. They're normal types that aren't weak to fighting moves and have moves that are super effective on them. So I guess in that respect they can be somewhat good, but stat-wise they're not the best. You can find wild, grossly underleveled Noctowl here too at night, since for some reason the game's clock doesn't work very well with the Game Boy player, and it actually counts only playtime as changing in-game time. That guy is just a generic trainer, and I bumped the mic when I'm not even playing the game. I'm just staring at this video on a screen, and I still managed to bump the mic. So, yay me then. Why did I go back to grass? I am really surprised by some of the things Past Me is doing here. So, alright. One trainer. I bumped the mic again somehow. Fisherman. This guy, I do remember he will be the first one to use Gyarados. It is underleveled. Magikarp evolved into Gyarados at level 20. This one's about level 15. It's not very difficult. Only Gyarados that are of their correct levelage can be very threatening in battle, and despite the reputation they have, they really aren't that good if you counter them right. And by counter them right, I mean use one electric type move and they won't bother you ever. Speaking of electric types, that thing, exact same thing that happened before, running away just like we did before, walking up like we did before, doing basically everything we did before, except it looks a bit different, and there being a hidden full restore. Oh, that's a full restore. I forgot that those are actually good for some reason. There's an item called the Max Potion that, at this point in recording, we haven't found any, but in a pre-recorded episode that I haven't edited yet, or even don't even know when it's uploading, we have found them. But what they do, they're like Hyper Potions, but even better. A Hyper Potion restores 200 HP. A Max Potion restores all HP. Full Restore is a Max Potion and a Full Heal in one item. It restores all HP and recovers every status condition. So those are things that you're going to want to hoard for the last battles in the game. Get as many as you possibly can now, and try not to use them because they're going to be fairly expensive when you do get to buy them in shops, which luckily you do. They're not going to be that big of a jerk to you, at least here. This, it's a bit of a cut maze. It's not exactly hard, it's just time consuming, and a lot of the paths don't have anything at all, so I probably would have sped this up if I was actually commentating through it. That has another Max Ether, so that is a path that you will want to take. I'm bumping into things a lot on a grid-based something. And now I'm going on the bike just to bump into things more for some reason. Again, I'm still not sure what Past Me was thinking, but couldn't have been anything too glamorous. If you go in that house, there will be a guy who talks about hidden power. It will give you TM10, which is, if I press the A button, hidden power. Besides being the only move Unknown can learn, hidden power is known in general for being a move that changes types based on various code numbers that have to do in the data for each Pokemon. These code numbers are responsible for determining things like personality in later games and the EV-IV thing, but they also determine what type hidden power will be. It will determine the attack number for it too, but it doesn't really get above 60, and you will almost never get stabbed from it, so it's not exactly worth it. That there was TM Detect. Detect is like Protect, except less Pokemon can learn it, which makes no sense because they should have made it TM Protect the whole time. Just don't be total mean people things, because it would be very helpful if there was Protect instead of Detect, because I don't know. I like being protected apparently. Going back this way, you can find the same dead end that I was in just before and didn't realize I did, so I guess I fooled myself twice by doing the exact same thing wrong at the same time? Not sure how that works, but I bumped the mic a third time, and this way is the only other possible path you can take. That way you can go upwards, and on in-game Wednesdays and on those alone, you will find this person. He is a member of a group of 7 NPCs called the Day of the Week Siblings. They will each appear at different places, each one on a different route or other area. They'll always be outside. They won't be in caves or buildings or anything. And if you speak to them on their specific day, they will give you a different item. Most of these items just increase the power of different types. This guy on Wednesdays, if you find him here at the Lake of Rage, he will give you the black belt. This ups the power of fighting type moves, which, given my team, will be basically useless to me. But I threw out a mystery berry for it, so it's not like it's wasting a spot in my inventory. Lastly, I believe I'm going to head back down to the route and fight the last trainer. That is the western side of the Lake of Rage, if you saw some water there. The Lake of Rage is probably the biggest single body of water in Johto that isn't connected to anything that goes off screen or something. No, wait. There's an ocean in the game, and I'm saying that a lake is the biggest body of water. Wild Internet. I'm being even dumber in post than I am while I'm recording. That's gotta be some kind of record. Okay. There's the last trainer on the route. I don't know why I just realized that I'm keeping their introductory lines before the battle, but cutting out the actual fighting. What I meant to say was the Lake of Rage is the biggest freestanding body of water because the big water route is obviously an ocean, and all the largy ponds and things are connected to like rivers and lakes and stuff. That guy just talks about how he likes catching Magikarp. I don't know why anyone would like to catch Magikarp. And this is me thinking that there's plenty of trainers here and talking to everybody. That person also tells you about the Red Gyarados. That sign tells you that the Lake of Rage is also called Gyarados Lake. That up there in the upper left corner of the screen is the Red Gyarados. That guy tells you it's a bad omen. Also, decided not to make an old guy joke there in recording or in post. I thought that person was a trainer. Trainer. That one at least makes sense for it to be a trainer. There's max Wow. Again, I'm stupid. I didn't pick the max potion up, but I guess there are max potions before the thing where I actually picked up the max potion. thought that guy was a trainer, so I saved him for last, but no. For some reason, keep accidentally headbutting trees. And here you can kind of see the geography of the northern part of the lake. It was a bit bigger, I'm going to want to say, in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but really, it's a very small body of water. The major part of your exploring is going to be what's done around the outside of it, as you already saw. Exploring the actual water part of the lake took about a minute when there was like 5 getting on the outside. In all, the Lake of Rage isn't really a big area at all, as this whole episode was able to encompass a route in the Lake of Rage, so yeah. But anyway, in the next episode, we will challenge the Red Gyarados. Until then, I'm LeaderofLuxinape, signing off.